Nintendo's Mario is one of the most revered characters in gaming and pop culture as a whole. It's no secret that our favorite Jumpman has worn many hats, both literally and figuratively. However, some of the other jobs he's held, especially given his relative lack of experience, have been questionable to say the least. Let's take a look at 15 of Mario's strangest jobs other than plumbing, if he even does that anymore. Dr. Mario. Dr. Mario seems innocent enough from a gameplay perspective. Simply match the colored capsules and defeat the viruses. From an ethical perspective, though, it's unbelievable. You have Mario, who clearly has no doctor's license, simply feeding pills of any kind in the hope that anything will kill the viruses. It's like a twisted game to him, which would explain a lot. Artist, Mario Paint. Probably the least offensive thing Mario could do is be an artist, as seen in Mario Paint. At least he's not scamming people or plagiarizing the work of more famous artists, right? You've got transitions, stamps which could be crafted bit by bit, textures, patterns, and even a fly-swatting minigame to play with a special mouse and pad. Don't ask us why. Mario as an artist is a stretch, but it's still a fairly safe one. Referee, Tennis, 1984. And we hop right back into him doing things he's not qualified for. In the 1984 title Tennis, Mario could be seen as a referee. Keep in mind that this is an actual competitive sport with real-life consequences for its athletes, and Mario is just sitting in the referee's chair, probably unaware of what he's doing, and everyone is probably too scared to make him leave. Baker, Yoshi's Cookie. You may look at Yoshi's Cookie on the NES and see Mario innocently clearing a board of cookies. However, we see a man who probably has no cooking expertise whatsoever, dumping his products into the mainstream by the hundreds. The worst part? In the SNES version, he gets Yoshi to be his accomplice and ditches the baker's outfit, not even pretending to be a professional. NBA player, NBA Street version 3. Speaking of roping in accomplices, Mario, Luigi, and Princess Peach appear in the GameCube version of NBA Street version 3. On the one hand, this was a deal that Nintendo made with publisher Electronic Arts. However, that doesn't change the fact that Mario and friends are actually trying to compete with real-life NBA players. Even if this is all about competing on the street, Mario isn't fooling anyone by thinking he can hang with these guys. Circus Master, Donkey Kong Circus. If you ever wondered why Donkey Kong hates Mario's guts, it's because of stuff like this. In the Game & Watch title Donkey Kong Circus, Mario puts Donkey Kong in the circus and makes him perform tricks. What kind of tricks? Oh, you know, just juggling pineapples while on a barrel and trying to not get burned alive. We know Donkey Kong stole Pauline in the 1981 release, but this kind of revenge is a little extreme. Toy Maker, Mario vs. Donkey Kong. For once on this list, it seems Mario is actually the one personally wronged. Yes, he opens a toy factory and makes a bunch of toys himself, doubtless a tribute to his vanity. But it's Donkey Kong that breaks into his factory and steals said mini Marios, prompting Mario to action. We don't know why Donkey Kong would want a toy of his captor from the circus days or how he gets a mech, but at least this has a somewhat happy ending. Amusement park owner, Mario vs. Donkey Kong 2, March of the Minis. So did you think everything was fine and dandy between Mario and Donkey Kong? Of course it wasn't. In Mario vs. Donkey Kong 2, March of the Minis, Mario actually owns an amusement park based on his Mini Mario lineup. Inevitably, Donkey Kong kidnaps Pauline again, and Mario sends his miniature toys to save her. This process is repeated once again in Mario vs. Donkey Kong Miniland Mayhem for some reason. In the midst of all this, instead of calling the cops, Mario is busy controlling mini versions of himself and leaving his amusement park to operate itself, apparently. Stunt bike rider, Excite Bike, Bun Bun Mario Battle Stadium. Mario has finally gone into putting his own body at risk. Excite Bike Bun Bun Mario Battle Stadium is a Japan-only title that released for the Super Famicom in 1997. It's essentially a remake of Excite Bike, but has Mario and his friends riding motorcycles off of dangerous ramps. So yes, Mario isn't just endangering himself, but also the lives of his loved ones. Tennis player, Mario Tennis Series. Contrary to what you'd think, we're perfectly fine with the Mario Tennis series. Most matches are held between characters of the Mushroom Kingdom, and they use various wacky abilities to be competitive. Even Mario Tennis Power Tour for the Game Boy Advance, which saw players training to become tennis champions before eventually being invited to partake in the Peach Tournament, was fairly above the line, so well done, Mario, well done. Olympic competitor, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. Again, competing at the Olympic Games is probably one of the few things that makes sense for Mario, even if his physique says otherwise. For a game that's essentially the first ever true crossover between Sonic and Mario, and which has its fair share of problems, the main theme is fostering sportsmanship and the value of athletics. That's another point in Mario's favor. Time Traveler, Mario's Time Machine. Now, we know what you're thinking, messing with the time-space continuum? In Mario's Time Machine, however, Mario does have a solid reason for what he's doing. Bowser has stolen various artifacts from different points in history, and Mario has taken it upon himself to return them. The game also seeks to teach players about history in the process. It wasn't exactly fun gameplay-wise, but at least our hero also manages to rescue Yoshi in the process and avert multiple time crises. Street Dancer, Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix. Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix is, as you'd expect, a DDR title starring Mario and his friends with iconic locations and music tossed in. It has a wacky story. While Luigi steals some music keys, Mario or Luigi has to break it down against various villains to get them back. You get the drift. Once again, it all ends happily as everyone dances together, but you have to wonder how Mario finds the time for it all between the time travel, Olympics, tennis, stunt bike riding, and malpractice. Boxing referee, Punch-Out. Tyson versus Lewis. If you ever needed anyone to officiate these battles, we guarantee that Mario wouldn't even be your last choice. Nevertheless, here he is in Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, or just plain Punch-Out, refereeing the players' bouts against seasoned fighters. Why? Really, at this point, why not? Carpenter, Donkey Kong. You know, after all the terrible things that Mario has indulged in, putting others and even the time-space continuum itself at risk, we're kind of happy that he's just a normal carpenter in the original Donkey Kong. He probably hasn't helped construct a single building in his life and fights with a gorilla more times than should be humanly allowed, but it could be a lot worse. And that about does it for this video. If you enjoyed what you watched and want to see more from Gaming Bolt, please hit the subscribe button. Also, don't forget to switch on the notifications bell icon next to it. That way you'll never miss any of our videos. Thanks for watching.